Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The single best idea, and let me explain how we make the sausage. Mostly what we do is try to have great conversations with guests from economics, finance, investment, from international relations. But if it was just that, we'd all be working a cushy 24-hour work week. We're not. We're reading the literature, and this is critical. It's much more important in the game, in the racket, what people write than what they say. This goes way back before the internet. It goes back to stacks and stacks of research reports going up and down the elevator on Monday, and maybe you get them Tuesday. I can't say enough what people write matters. Claudia Sahm wrote up the jobs report about 20 minutes after she was on with us today. Beyond honored that she was on in real time. She's analyzing it. But the summary here of her optimism about the American economy, she's inherently optimistic, is last year, 4 months after adjustment, were negative job statistics. I get all the up and up and up, and the market went up today, and the president was happy in that. But I just can't say enough how we're rationalizing 4 out of 12 months were a negative non-farm payrolls, and that's somehow good. Claudia Sahm of New Century Advisors.
So the Fed knew about this. The Bureau of Labor Statistics published its preliminary estimate of the benchmark revision back in September. It was for a negative 900,000. My goodness, it was almost, right on the money. And this is certainly, you've heard Fed Governor Waller mention this in his dissent, but also Fed Chair Powell talked about, revision. So these numbers aren't surprising. I mean, really the news today, maybe the most recent months, the January, again, not to overplay it, but it's good news to see that kind of number and the unemployment rate ticking down. So this is not a surprise to the Fed.
Claudia Sahm, New Century Advisors, many people earmarking over the last 90 days. Some kind of turnaround is out there. Major shout out among many to Andrew Hollenhorst and his team at Citigroup. They really got the vector here correctly. They did a much better job on that than some others more cautious. On the equity markets, a joy to go to the Fidelity office in Aruba. What was that about, folks? Jurrien Timmer coming to us from Aruba with all of his magical work at Fidelity out on LinkedIn. I can't say enough about his charts. And the one chart that's historic back to Mr. Johnson and Devonshire Street of years ago was a log chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Jurrien and I talked about the extrapolation forward from Dow, 50,000.
That chart will show you that it is safe to extrapolate because, just like life, growth is, it happens, but sometimes it happens slowly, sometimes it happens quickly. So we will get there eventually, but, the Dow can spend many years at one of these milestones, or it could spend literally a minute before it goes to the next one. And this one, of course, we are in year, at least by my estimation, we are in year 17 of a secular bull market, and the milestones come fast and furious during secular bull markets, and they come very slowly during secular bear markets. And so I think the drivers of this secular bull are still intact, but it is long in the tooth.
Jurrien Timmer of Fidelity. On podcasts, we're out on Apple, on Spotify. Good morning and good evening to the Pacific Rim, where we find Spotify's really, really popular. On YouTube podcasts as well, is Single Best Idea.